Welcome to Vintage Homey, where we embrace the charm of timeless home designs. Today, we're diving into the warm embrace of autumn aesthetics in a rustic grandmacore kitchen infused with British vibes. Imagine cozy spaces that evoke grandma's heartfelt cooking, rustic elements like weathered wood and autumnal hues of amber and rust, blended with quintessentially British touches such as floral teacups and scones on lace doilies. These 12 concepts will inspire you to transform your kitchen into a nostalgic haven, perfect for crisp fall days. Each idea captures the essence of comfort, heritage, and seasonal beauty, making your home feel like a storybook cottage. Let's get started. The first concept: envision a cozy tea corner that serves as the heart of your rustic grandmacore kitchen. Picture a nook with a worn oak armchair draped in a knitted afghan, positioned beside a small round table made from reclaimed wood, its surface scarred from years of use yet polished with love. A vintage silver tea kettle sits on a gas stove, steam rising gently as amber leaves frame the window. The air feels inviting and nostalgic, like stepping into a British countryside tea room during autumn's golden hour. Soft lighting from a brass lamp casts a warm glow over shelves lined with mismatched china cups adorned with rose patterns, and a vase of dried lavender adds a subtle herbal scent. This space evokes a sense of serene relaxation, where time slows down for a cup of Earl Grey, surrounded by the earthy tones of pumpkin orange and deep green cushions. The rustic charm lies in the imperfections: the slightly chipped teapot, the faded floral wallpaper, creating a feeling of inherited warmth and familial stories shared over tea. It's a haven that blends British propriety with grandmacore's unpretentious coziness, making every sip feel like a comforting ritual amid falling leaves outside. The second concept introduces a vintage baking station, transforming a countertop into a delightful workspace alive with autumnal energy. Imagine a butcher block island scarred from countless stone-eating sessions, dusted lightly with flour, surrounded by open shelves holding copper mixing bowls and antique rolling pins with wooden handles worn smooth. British vibes shine through in the display of scones cooling on wire racks, next to jars of homemade marmalade in checkered patterns. The look is rustic yet elegant, with autumn foliage like pressed oak leaves tucked into frames on the wall, and a windowsill overflowing with potted herbs in terracotta pots. It feels productive and joyful, the scent of fresh-baked biscuits mingling with cinnamon and cloves, evoking grandma's kitchen on a chilly fall morning. The color palette of warm browns, soft beiges, and pops of red from apples in a woven basket creates a tactile comfort, where the uneven stone floor adds to the grounded, heritage feel. This station isn't just functional, it's a sensory experience that invites creativity, whispering tales of Sunday roasts and afternoon teas, blending grandmacore's sentimental nostalgia with British baking traditions for an utterly heartwarming space. For the third concept, the autumn harvest table becomes the kitchen's communal focal point, bursting with seasonal abundance. Envision a long farmhouse table crafted from rough-hewn pine, its surface adorned with a runner of burlap and lace, centered by a platter of roasted chestnuts, golden pears, and cinnamon sticks. British influences appear in the silver candelabra holding flickering beeswax candles, casting shadows on walls papered in subtle tartan patterns. Pumpkins in muted oranges and gourds scatter across, paired with vintage glass jars filled with wildflowers. The atmosphere feels bountiful and grateful, like a harvest festival in a quaint English village, where the air carries notes of spiced cider and wood smoke from a nearby hearth. Rustic elements like mismatched wooden chairs with woven seats enhance the grandmacore coziness, making gatherings intimate and story-filled. Textures abound, the crisp linens, the bumpy squash skins, inviting touch and conversation. This setup radiates warmth, transforming mealtimes into cherished rituals that celebrate autumn's fleeting beauty, blending the unpolished charm of Grandma's table with British countryside elegance for a space that nourishes both body and soul. The fourth concept features floral wallpaper accents that infuse the kitchen with delicate, blooming charm. Picture walls partially covered in vintage wallpaper depicting climbing roses and ivy in faded pinks and greens, contrasting the exposed brick behind the sink for a rustic balance. A British touch comes via a shelf of bone china plates with floral rims, stacked beside a teapot painted with English countryside scenes. Autumn aesthetics emerge in wreaths of dried hydrangeas and maple leaves hung above the doorway, their rust tones harmonizing with the wallpaper's palette. It feels whimsical yet grounded, like wandering through a grandma's garden in fall, where the soft patterns create a soothing, enveloping ambience that whispers of lazy afternoons with a book and biscuits. The look is layered, peeling edges on the paper add authenticity, while wooden beams overhead tie in the rustic vibe. Scents of potpourri from sachets and drawers enhance the sensory delight, evoking comfort and continuity. This concept celebrates the enduring beauty of nature-inspired decor, merging Grandmacore's sentimental floral love with British botanical heritage to craft a kitchen that's as visually poetic as it is practically inviting. In the fifth concept, wooden beam ceilings add a structural poetry to the rustic Grandmacore kitchen. Imagine dark oak beams crisscrossing overhead, their knots and grains telling tales of old barns, painted in a subtle whitewash to soften the autumnal shadow play from hanging Edison bulbs. British vibes infused through pendant lights shaped like antique lanterns, illuminating a countertop with a loaf of soda bread and clotted cream. The floor below features flagstone tiles and earthy grays, scattered with woven rugs and plaid motifs. It feels sturdy and timeless, like sheltering in a historic English farmhouse during a rainy fall day, where the beam's weight provides a sense of security and heritage. The air hums with the creak of wood and faint aroma of baking apples, enhancing the cozy immersion. Rustic charm shines in the imperfect alignments of the beams, paired with grandmacore elements like herb bundles dangling from hooks. This design elevates the space, blending raw natural textures with British architectural subtlety to create an atmosphere of enduring warmth and quiet reflection, perfect for seasonal storytelling around the table. The sixth concept highlights an antique china cabinet as a treasure trove of memories in the kitchen. Visualize a tall, glass-fronted cabinet with carved mahogany doors, its shelves brimming with mismatched porcelain pieces, delicate saucers with gold rims, teacups featuring shepherdess prints, all dusted with the patina of age. Autumn accents include garlands of faux berries and acorns draped along the top, in rich burgundies and browns that complement the wood's warmth. British elegance is evident in the Royal Doulton figurines peeking from corners, evoking high tea traditions. The feel is cherished and intimate, like inheriting Grandma's collection, where each piece holds a story, fostering a nostalgic glow amid the rustic surroundings of exposed shelves and stone walls. The cabinet's slight lean adds character, while soft lighting inside highlights the glossy surfaces, creating a jewel box effect. Scents from nearby potpourri bowls of dried rose petals mingle, deepening the sensory comfort. This focal point transforms the kitchen into a gallery of sentiment, weaving Grandmacore's heirloom love with British porcelain finesse for a space that feels profoundly personal and invitingly autumnal. For the seventh concept, knitted throws and pillows bring soft textures to the rustic Grandmacore kitchen. Picture a bench seat by the window piled with chunky wool throws in cable knit patterns of mustard yellow and forest green, tossed over cushions embroidered with British motifs like thistles and crowns. Autumn vibes infused through fringe details and fallen leaf shades, draped casually for that lived-in look. The surrounding space features a wooden table with clawfoot legs, holding a tray of shortbread cookies. It feels enveloping and tactile, like wrapping up in Grandma's handmade afghan on a brisk fall evening, where the yarn's slight imperfections add to the heartfelt authenticity. The air carries a faint wool scent mixed with chamomile tea, promoting relaxation and creativity. Rustic elements like the rough-hewn walls contrast beautifully with the plush fabrics, creating layered comfort. This concept emphasizes the joy of handmade touches, blending Grandmacore's crafty nostalgia with British textile traditions to craft a kitchen that's not just functional but a soothing retreat, encouraging lingering chats and cozy moments amid the season's chill. The eighth concept explores pumpkin spice decor, turning the kitchen into an autumnal spice haven. Envision shelves lined with jars of cinnamon sticks, nutmeg pods, and whole cloves in glass apothecary bottles, labeled in elegant script, beside wooden spoons carved with floral handles. British influences appear in a spice rack mimicking a vintage apothecary chest, complete with brass fittings, overlooking a counter with pumpkin loaves cooling. The palette bursts with warm oranges, ambers, and creams, accented by garlands of dried pumpkin vines. It feels aromatic and invigorating, like the essence of fall captured in Grandma's pantry, where the scents waft through the air, stirring memories of pie baking marathons. Rustic charm comes from the uneven wooden planks of the open shelving, paired with Grandmacore's homely abundance. The decor invites experimentation, with textures like the bumpy spice pods begging to be touched. This setup celebrates sensory indulgence, merging the cozy excess of Grandmacore with British culinary precision to create a kitchen alive with seasonal magic, where every corner whispers comfort and flavor. In the ninth concept, a British afternoon tea set elevates everyday moments in the kitchen. Picture a tiered stand of silver and glass holding scones, clotted cream, and strawberry jam, placed on a lace doily-covered tray beside a floral-patterned teapot from Wedgwood. Autumn touches include napkins in burnt sienna hues and a centerpiece of crabapples in a pewter bowl. The rustic base is a distressed farmhouse table with iron legs, under pendant lights with fringed shades. It feels refined yet approachable, like hosting a proper English tea in Grandma's warm abode during harvest time, where the clink of china fosters genteel conversation. The ambience is soothing, with steam curling from cups and the subtle shine of polished silver reflecting soft light. Grandmacore shines in the set's eclectic mix, slightly mismatched pieces adding personality, while British vibes ensure elegance. Scents of bergamot from the tea blend with fresh scones, heightening the comfort. This concept transforms routine into ritual, blending heritage and seasonality for a kitchen that exudes timeless hospitality and autumnal grace. The 10th concept centers on a rustic fireplace nook, creating a fireside sanctuary within the kitchen. Imagine a stone hearth with a crackling fire, mantel adorned with brass candlesticks and framed sepia photos of English gardens, flanked by armchairs upholstered in tartan wool. Autumn aesthetics feature stacked logs in a wicker basket and iron pokers, with garlands of dried wheat sheaves above. The surrounding walls boast shiplap panels in soft white, tying into the Grandmacore coziness. It feels mesmerizing and protective, like huddling by the fire in a British cottage on a foggy fall night, where the warmth seeps into your bones, accompanied by the pop of embers and aroma of mulled wine simmering nearby. Rustic elements like the uneven stonework enhance the raw appeal, inviting quiet reflection or storytelling. Textures abound, the rough wool, smooth brass, making it tactilely inviting. This nook embodies comfort's core, fusing Grandmacore's familial hearth traditions with British fireside lore to craft a space that's the kitchen's soulful retreat, radiating seasonal solace. For the 11th concept, an herb garden window sill brings fresh life to the rustic Grandmacore kitchen. Visualize a deep sill overflowing with clay pots of rosemary, thyme, and sage, their lush greens contrasting autumn's turning leaves visible through the paneled glass. British charm infuses via labeled tags in calligraphy and a small watering can with a rose spout, beside a windowside table holding a mortar and pestle for grinding spices. The look is verdant and practical, with trailing ivy adding whimsy. It feels revitalizing and nurturing, like tending Grandma's windowsill garden on a sunny fall day, where the earthy scents mingle with morning tea, promoting a sense of growth amid the season's fade. Rustic touches include the sill's weathered paint and nearby wooden crates for extra pots. The space encourages culinary inspiration, with herbs' textures soft and fragrant under fingertips. This concept highlights nature's integration, blending Grandmacore's homegrown simplicity with British herb lore to create a kitchen alive with vitality, freshness, and enduring autumn harmony. The final concept showcases a vintage cookware display, turning pots and pans into artistic elements. Picture open racks of hammered copper pots suspended from a ceiling beam, their patina gleaming softly, alongside cast iron skillets stacked on a sideboard with enameled Dutch ovens in cream and red. British vibes emerge in the display of a Toby jug teapot and pie dishes with transferware patterns of willow scenes. Autumn accents include bundles of dried chili peppers hanging nearby, in fiery hues. It feels industrious yet beautiful, like Grandma's well-used tools in a cozy English scullery during harvest, where the metal's cool touch contrasts the kitchen's warmth, evoking tales of hearty stews. Rustic charm lies in the cookware's dents and discolorations, adding character to the wooden accents. Scents from recent uses linger, enhancing the lived-in allure. This display celebrates functionality as art, weaving Grandmacore's practical nostalgia with British kitchen heritage for a space that's inspiring, authentic, and perfectly attuned to autumn's bountiful spirit. That's all the ideas for today. Don't forget to like and subscribe for more ideas like this. That's all the ideas for today. Don't forget to like and subscribe for more ideas like this.